3, 2, 1, and I think we are live. What is going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to Joe's crypto channel. We are basically like the blender of YouTube. We do it all here. We try to talk about anything and everything interesting. And I also try to do a couple interesting things for everybody to make it, somewhere where you want to come and hang out every day. We do the show every day. Usually during the week, it's around 8 o'clock. On weekends, it's going to be different. But the two interesting things that we do here, and I will explain them in a second. Let me just get this going here and get the chat going. And I thank everybody for stopping by. All right, 1 second. One second, guys. All right, let me put the chat up. And there we go. Okay, so what we do here is every video, I have a ticket here. I purchase a $30 ticket. It's from New York Lottery. And at the end of the video, I scratch a ticket. If we hit anything on this ticket of $500 or more, I will give 25% back to the channel. So if it's $1 million, that's $250,000 going back to the channel. If we hit the jackpot of 10 million, what I'll do is for whoever is here in the show and has made a comment in the channel, like Phil just said, what's up, Phil? Anybody that made a comment in the channel, they will be part of our grand prize, which is I will fly you from wherever you are on this planet to Las Vegas for 3 nights. I'll put you in a hotel room for 3 nights. I'll pay for that, and I'll give you $1,000 spending cash. So in every video, I do this for you guys. Also, in every video, I give everybody the option, if you want, to actually come into the video and talk with us. Whatever I plan on talking about, you're more than welcome to come in and hang out and talk, chat, and do whatever you like. So I'm going to put the link for Zoom here. There it is. And yeah, anybody want to join in, you're more than welcome to. You just click on the link, you come in, and basically that's how that works. I don't know, Phil. I guess YouTube's excuse me, their notification system is probably not working properly, but you were definitely the only one here right now. I know that. Let me pull this back up. All right, so that's up. How you doing, Phil? What's going on? Everything all right? Your notice might not be going out. Yeah, you might be right about that. You know what? Let me try to shut off and start again. We'll do this one more time. We'll do this one more time, Phil. All right. Oh, there's Griswold. Griswold, did you get an invite? An invite? Or a notification? I'm sorry. Did any of you get notifications? That would actually be the better question. I got the bell notification. Okay. All right. So maybe it's going out slowly. Whatever it is, that's fine. So that's what we do, guys, here. Ed Testa, how you doing? What's up, buddy? Grizz, how you doing? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. So, yeah, we're going to scratch the ticket at the end of the video. If anybody wants to hop in and join in on the video, you're more than welcome to. The link is, yeah, YouTube is, you got to remember, guys, there's so much, there's so much going on with YouTube on a daily basis. There's so many notifications they have to send out. It gets crazy. But if anybody wants to join in, there you go. So basically, what I want to talk about today is, first we'll go into our coin market cap. So let me just refresh. All right, Bitcoin was teetering around 5,000. It's looking like moving a little bit up, back up to about 5,100. But guys, this volume is really, really, really intriguing me. You know, I don't know what's causing it. You know, I mean, obviously I know what's causing it. People's putting money in, but these volumes just don't match up to the price we're at. I mean, these kind of numbers, $13 billion, we were seeing that at, you know, 10 and 12 and $13,000 Bitcoin, a 6 billion in Ethereum. I mean, that's insane. We were seeing that when Ethereum was 5, 6, 700. So these numbers we're seeing in this volume, it's just very, it's very intriguing, guys. And, you know, I think after what we talk about today, you know, you'll see more about that. But yeah, guys, it's, listen, this market, man, it's ready to go. It really is. And I just hope everybody, you know, joins the boat and can make some kind of money off it, because this is the future. It really is. And, you know I talk about it a lot, talk about it maybe too much, but the reason I do is because I really want everybody to benefit. I really want everybody here that's here every day, you know, to benefit from it. And, you know, maybe even after I scratch your ticket, I'll show you really quick how easy it is to purchase a Bitcoin. So XRP, Grizz, I used to be a big holder of XRP, man. I'm still actually, I think XRP is doing some big things, and I think XRP is a good investment. The only problem is, though, and the reason I got out of XRP is a lot more banks are starting to create their own coins. And when you start seeing that, that gets a little scary. All right, Phil C came in. What's up, Phil? Let me get you in here. Let me just unmute you, Phil. Guys, I remember this is the only. What's up, Phil?
I'll show you. What's up, Joe?
You can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
How easy it is. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. I had to turn my my computer. I had to mute my computer because it's on a delay. It's like delayed by like 4 or 5 seconds.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in, man. I saw the title here, and I was like, man, I should jump in and maybe I might have some 2 cents on this one, man. This looks good. Russia to buy 470 billion worth of Bitcoin. I'd love to hear about this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. So just to let everybody know that's watching, every video I do, I will give anybody that's out there the chance to come into the channel. You know, as the channel grows, there'll probably be more people that will jump in, but I can handle, I think, up to 100 people. But anyway, I'd love to have you guys come in, as many as you want. You know, I know a lot of people don't like it and they don't want to, they get nervous. You could come in on just audio. You could come in with video, however you want to do it. But we allow you to do that. So thank you, guys. And thank you, Phil, because you've been a big supporter of this channel. And also you pop in here all the time, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just want to say hi to Elle and Grim and Transit and Ed in there in the chat. Say hi.
Yeah, I see them all. What's up, Grim? I see Grim says he'll be here in a minute. Elle, what's up, Elle? Elle always, she's the best. Elle is really the best. I'm telling you. once I get this channel blown up, she's going to be definitely the I got to hire her in some kind of form and pay her in some kind of form. But let's kind of go into this, Phil, because I read this today and I was really blown away by it. So uh, the Russian government is unwilling to allow the unilateral economic sanctions imposed by Donald Trump's government to further affect its economy and may be considering a forceful measure to combat American power in this current diplomatic war. According to Vladislav Ginko, a lecturer at Moscow's Russian Presidential Academy of National Economy and Public Administration. So he's actually part of the government. He says that the Russian government could be considering the acquisition of $470 billion in Bitcoin as a way to switch part of its reserves from fiat to crypto. So essentially what's going on, guys, is Donald Trump or our government is imposing these sanctions that are preventing countries and governments from using their money. So or in this case the dollar. So Russia holds I believe almost $400 billion dollars in American money, but the United States and Donald Trump is preventing them from using that money in some ways. Yeah, they could use it in ways, but in some ways they can't. So they're really considering switching up and putting this all into Bitcoin, where you're putting it into something that you can't stop. So I kind of just want to go on into the article, then we could kind of talk about it, Phil. The well-respected economist states that such a plan would have a staged execution given its magnitude. The reason of that, guys, is right now Bitcoin's market cap is just under 100 billion. So you can't buy $470 billion worth. Plus, it would, you would really have to do this in like maybe $5 or $10 billion parts, because remember, they're gonna have to buy from exchanges, and they're gonna be buying from the order books. And remember those order books, yeah, you could buy at the top, but you're gonna be buying all the way down. So you'll be buying Bitcoin, your first maybe couple hundred Bitcoin at $5,000, but then you're going to be buying some at $6,000. You're going to be buying some at $7,000. You're going to be buying some at $8,000, to accumulate that much. So they plan on doing it. He says in the first quarter, the first round should be about $10 billion. Now, John McAfee, it's funny because John McAfee actually said something, and he says, I've thrown down the gauntlet to the IRS. Will they take the bait? I guarantee a yes. Unlike the SEC, which looked away when I challenged them, the IRS knows only anger and brutality. They won't allow nothing like me publicly disrespecting them. And then this guy came back, the same guy that says that Russia's going to be buying $470 billion worth of Bitcoin. He says, John, you're always welcome to Moscow, especially since we in Russia is going to stand against U.S. sanctions and start investing at least $10 billion of reserves into Bitcoin. So, guys, this is, and here you go. You see the Central Bank of Russia, they sit on $466 billion of reserves, and they want to kind of move that from the American dollar into Bitcoin. So, Phil, what do you have to say about this?
Well, the best way for these countries to get around sanctions is cryptocurrency. I mean, that's the best way to avoid sanctions and to get around sanctions. I don't know why they haven't been doing this years ago. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there might be some nuances that I don't know about, but to get around sanctions, you can use Bitcoin, or other cryptocurrencies to get around sanctions. I mean, why let your country be crippled by sanctions when you can use Bitcoin and get what you need? It's stupid.
No, you're 100% right. And Griswold just joined in. Grizz, could you hear us?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm here.
Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good to finally see you. All right, awesome, good stuff.
I'm gonna kill this for my phone's battery's sake, but I.
Okay.
So,
You're gonna
kill. Stay longer if I kill the video. I think.
You want to kill the video? Okay, no problem.
We'll figure out how.
It should be just stop video. There should be a stop video. Oh, I could kill it for you. Hold on.
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, Grizz, I don't know how much you heard about it, but we were talking Russia. Supposedly, they plan on purchasing a ton of Bitcoin to get around U.S. sanctions. And I don't know how much you heard about what me and Phil said. Did you get?
They're selling the dollar, right?
What's that?
They're cashing out of their dollars. They got money in dollars, and they don't want to hold the dollar anymore, so they're putting it in Bitcoin. Is the gist of it.
Well, exactly. Yes, they hold a lot of dollars, and they can't use these dollars because of Donald Trump's tariffs and sanctions. So they want to move it into a Bitcoin. Now, from a investor's perspective, this is humongous. If this is something that's true, number one, it's going to be done in stages. And you know what? It might have already started to happen because we just saw that $2,000 jump in the last month, and a lot of money did come in, and we are seeing high volumes in Bitcoin. So maybe this is starting to happen, but this is just one government that's doing this. If this starts to spread, and I think it will eventually, it's going to be a game changer for Bitcoin. And I personally feel, all coins and, a lot of other coins, they do have their purpose. They do have their place. But I truly believe that Bitcoin is going to be that coin that is going to be that store of value, and that coin that will always, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be, that coin that'll have $100 or $200 fee to use it. But it'll be the coin that you're not going to use unless you're, maybe buying a house or a car or whatever. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. But I thought it was very interesting that they're planning on a way of getting around a sanction to use cryptocurrency. It's pretty amazing, Well,
can I ask you to Google something for me real quick?
Sure.
Can you Google the Economist 1988 cover?
Yes, I already know what you're talking about, but I'll do it for you.
2018. So they're a year behind moving to the global currency.
Yeah,
this is definitely the time to be in crypto. That's why I'm here.
Economist, 1988, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, guys. So in 1988, there was a cover, which is this right here, which basically predicted a world currency by the year 2018. And people thought the coin meant Bitcoin and the dollar's burning up. So we are a little behind, I believe that. But it was pretty amazing that, something like that was written back then, and thought of back then 20 years ago, or actually, excuse me, almost 30 years ago. And they're pretty close in this happening.
See, the thing you were saying,
what do you want to say about this?
And when this was out 30 years ago, it makes me think it's not one country. Just everything is going according to schedule or behind schedule. But everything is, it's gonna go like they want it to go. But that's where it's going. So that's where I sit on the issue.
Got it. Now, so you believe we will be dealing with the one world currency?
like you said, is the way you just described Bitcoin before I started talking, that's exactly what I think of as a one world currency. You know, there's going to be everything we trade on top of it. It's going to be like the new gold, right?
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's yeah, see, crypto's hard, and you know the thing that's I'm starting not to like in a way about crypto. It's really becoming a very flooded space, as you could see. You know, I mean, look at are we on screen share? Yeah, look at Coin Market Cap. We're at 2,100 coins that are out right now. So you have 2,100 people that are out there trying to build something, and you know, I think maybe 5 or 10 of them actually make it. You know, which ones they are, I don't know. You know, but I would strongly suggest to anybody out there that, and this isn't financial advice, but I would strongly suggest. I think Bitcoin is the coin that will always be there. Now, Bitcoin has its problems. You know, very slow block times, which is a problem. So, you know, as far as like purchasing something in a store, you're not going to be able to do that with Bitcoin right now. And it doesn't look like the core team is going to give into that. But on the flip side,
network.
I'm sorry?
You know about the Lightning Network?
Yes, I do. Very familiar with it. And it's
like a top layer for Bitcoin. I'm that's all I understand about it. But I think that solves the slow problem, doesn't it?
It does solve the slow problem. The Lightning Network basically it's like a peer-to-peer channel in a way. So what would happen is me and Phil would open up a Lightning account basically, or a Lightning address, and we would, through that Lightning address, we would do all our transactions. Then at any time, whenever we want to basically cash out or we're done with our business, then it would go onto the blockchain. But until that happens, it would stay in the Lightning Network on top of Bitcoin. So that's basically what Lightning does. It just keeps things off of the blockchain until you're finally settling. And yes, that does solve the problem of that does solve the problem of speed. But you know, the only issue with that is, you know, it's more of like you need to have a channel open with somebody for it to work.
Hey Joe, but listen to this though. You know, people are saying Bitcoin's too slow, this and that. You know, I call BS on that, because listen to this. I'm talking about Bitcoin though, like on the world stage, like it's around getting around sanctions and everything. A wire transfer takes about 3 days, right? So if you're like Russia or one of these big you know, companies dealing in large amounts of money, a wire transfer is going to take 3, maybe 4 days. If you're using Bitcoin, it might take a few hours. It's still quicker than a bank transfer or any other transfers that they're using right now on a global stage. It's still much, much quicker. So, I mean, so for countries to start using Bitcoin, it's still much faster than what they're using now. So it's still a plus in that aspect if you think about it.
That you're absolutely right in. And you know what? To add on that, it's also a lot cheaper too. I just actually sent some Bitcoin to a friend, and it cost me 10 cents. It took about 2 confirmations. He got it. So 20 minutes it took, and it landed in his account. But you're right. Yes, that is a lot cheaper. Excuse me, a lot quicker and a lot cheaper than doing a wire transfer. Plus, it's more secure. It's more private. All of that. It's immutable. Can't be hacked. Can't be anything. But the problem with what a lot of people want out of crypto is they want that. I want to buy a cup of coffee with it. You know, that's what a lot of people want. And you're not going to get that. I don't think with Bitcoin. I don't think you're ever going to get that with Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin right now, whoever's running that core team, they're sticking to it as a digital gold, where it is like a gold. It's something that, it's not meant to be a quick purchase. It's going to be something that you hold and it stores value. And I think that's what Bitcoin's going to be. But
Graham did bring up the fact of the Lightning Network, and that might solve the problem of purchasing, coffee or whatnot.
We'll call them coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how I know, and actually there is a wallet you could download now that I think it's called Blue. I forgot the name exactly, but there is a wallet, and you could open a Lightning address and you could start it. As far as how those channels are going to work with like you in a store and dealing with the stores and instant transactions, that's still like to be seen. But no, the Lightning Network, it's gonna make a lot of moves. And also, people don't realize the Lightning Network actually could be used on any coin. It's not just made for Bitcoin. It's made for pretty much any coin that wants to implement it. But right now, Bitcoin seems to be the one that's using it. I still like Bitcoin as a store of value personally. If another coin comes around, that has quick 2-second block times like Apollo, and I can just use that to buy things, that's fine. But I do think you need a store value, and I think Bitcoin will be that. But that's just my take on it. The other thing go ahead, Grizz.
Can I ask you, what do you think a crypto wallet will look like in 5 years? Like, what'll be in it? What'll coins do? What'll they be about?
In 5 years, I think crypto has to. It needs to be. It needs to get to the point where you're using it and not even really knowing you're using it. How that's going to happen, I don't know. But I think that's the way it's got to go. I think crypto wallets, there's not much you could really do with the wallet that's not being done now. I mean, I'm sure they could come up with something, but you know what? Now that you said that, there was one thing I heard though, actually, is a wallet's coming out that actually, as you send the transaction, it actually creates the private key and then destroys the private key. So you actually never have a private key. So your money could never be stolen, because the private key is only generated when the transaction is implemented. So that could be something that we look for. But 5 years from now, man, I don't know. What do you think, Grizz?
See, to me, it seems like everybody's doing their own coin. So, like, in 5 years, I hope to be able to have like a business idea. And instead of starting a GoFundMe for it, I like throw up a coin and be like, hey guys, if you believe in this idea, buy this coin. And that's like, coins will live and die as projects on one layer. And then there'll be the invest in it as like gold on another layer. And then there'll be the regular coffee drinker layer. I think they're going to be just decentralized and everywhere. And if you like, you'll tell your wallet what you want to get your pay in. And so if I hook you up, whatever I think is 20 grims worth, it'll pay you in Bitcoin the 0.4 it's worth or whatever. But you see what I'm saying? That's what I see.
Gotcha. Matt Roberts in the chat says, I see Bitcoin as the gold of the digital world. We can't take gold into a shop and buy coffee. I think this is where alts come in like Apollo. There will be a handful of alts that will be needed. I agree with that, Matt. I think uh, Bitcoin will always be a store of value, and I think what proved that is you got to remember a couple of years, well, not a couple of years ago, but in that 1718 time when we were going through the moon, um, Bitcoin, they were supposed to actually move to 2 megabyte blocks, and um, they ended up never doing it. They implemented SegWit, which was good. That cut a lot of it helped add a lot more transactions to the blocks, but they still kept it at 1 megabyte blocks. And I mean, at this point, I still there's still no coin filling up 10 megabyte blocks or even 100 megabyte blocks. But yeah, no, I think Bitcoin is always going to just be that store of value. I really believe that. And I think you're going to have those other coins, whatever it might be, where you'll have your coffee, your things like that. Another thing I wanted to just point out to you guys is this, and why we're speaking on this. So Facebook is actually they're seeking $100 billion, $1 billion in funding to build their own coin. They want to build a Facebook coin, which is they're calling it a stable coin. So basically what that means is there are stable coins now. Tether is a stable coin. And basically what a stable coin does is it's a coin that's pegged to the dollar. So usually it's always worth $1. Sometimes it'll be 99 cents. Sometimes it'll be $1 or one. But like for instance, Tether. So for every Tether that's out there, let's say there's 3 billion Tethers. Tether promises that they have $3 billion on the side. So what the stable coin allows you to do as a user is if you're, let's say, you're on Binance and your XRP just went through the roof and you want to sell it, but you don't want to sell it and then have to trade it out for fiat. What you could do is sell it and then just leave it in a stable coin, and then that will always stay at that price, and no matter where XRP goes from there, you're still locked in at that price. So let's say your XRP is worth $2,000, you buy $2,000 worth of stable coin. Even if XRP goes back to 1,000, you still have the stable coin, and it just makes it easier because it's on the exchange still, and then you could buy later. So Facebook wants to do this with their own coin. Now, this is what kind of scares me, guys, is, when you start getting these big companies now, because most of these coins that we're dealing with, these are kids in their basement, like me in my basement, you in your house, writing programs, and developing stuff, on their own. But now you're talking about companies putting billions of dollars and hiring the best of the best of the best to build coins. This is going to really change crypto. And, you also got to remember that Facebook, has 1 billion users. So let's say they create a coin instantly with the snap of a finger, they have 1 billion users that are able to use their coin. And I was even reading that Facebook coin could actually go and compete with the dollar, and maybe even and surpass the dollar, or be used more than the dollar. This quote here makes a lot of sense. This may be the biggest boom for crypto ever. I could only see it being a net positive in the short term. The best way to go long on this is probably to own a little bit more Bitcoin. And I totally agree with that, because if Facebook's going to build a coin, or any other company is going to build a coin, that's going to disrupt a lot of things. It's going to disrupt a lot of coins. It's going to disrupt a lot of stable coins. It's going to disrupt a lot of stuff. But it's still, I don't think will disrupt Bitcoin in any way. If anything, I think it will make it more valuable. So that was a good point he brought up there. But what do you guys think about these big companies now getting involved with crypto?
Hey Joe, I'm not trying to jump into conspiracy theories or anything, but I think Facebook is quite the test bed for the government for a lot of things. Yeah, you ever think about that? Maybe this might be something that the government's trying to test out.
That's a great point. Listen, I'm a conspiracy head, so I'm open to everything.
I got a question for you. So
go ahead.
you said that they're gonna make it a stable coin, and that pegs it to the dollar, right?
Uh-huh.
Could the Facebook dollar float the US dollar if they're pegged together and it's more, it beats the dollar? Could it float? Could it raise the value of the dollar by that peg, or does it only peg down?
No, I believe, well, with Tether, I know that it's pegged to the dollar, and I've watched Tether, and here, I could show you guys this. Tether stays pretty much, see, Tether's number 8. So right now, Tether has a market cap $2.4 billion. So they on their website promise that they have $2.4 billion worth of money on the side. So basically that allows it not to make the coin move. Now you can see that it's $1 right now. If we go through, if we look at the history, you'll see $1.99, $1.99, dollar. So, but now you brought up a good point. Let's say Facebook, people see value in this Facebook coin. Maybe it will overtake the dollar. And look, I feel something's going to kill the dollar. The dollar is not going to be here much longer. The question is what it is, and that's what everybody's betting on. I bet that it's going to be crypto that's going to take over it. But the dollar can't survive. There's been a lot of fiat coins over the course of years and over the course of centuries, and every single one of them has collapsed. Why? Because what fiat means is money backed by nothing. So right now we have a bunch of this fiat that's backed by nothing, but we have $23 trillion worth of debt. We can't even afford to pay the interest on the debt every year. So we're paying money to China and other countries that's not even covering the principal. We're just paying the interest, and we're not even covering all the interest. So that's going to implode eventually. Now, where does the money go, though, after that? Or where do people go after that? Do they go to gold? Do they go to silver? Do you go to crypto? My bet is you go to crypto. Could you go to gold? Yes, you could go to gold. But, it's kind of hard to break a piece of gold off and go buy something with it. But with crypto, you kind of have that way of breaking it down. You have that way of storing it very easily. You could even memorize your freaking key if you're really smart enough, or you just need to write it down on a little piece of paper. So it's going to be very interesting. I could tell you that, but I don't think our dollar is going to be around too much longer.
When you were talking, I got this picture in my head, like everything breaking down and people going to crypto, and then crypto going like, you got dollars you spent, and if you spent them local, there was no exchange fee for it. But if like you went traveling and ate at the McDonald's downtown. So some of that transaction gets kicked up the chain. Is that how tokens work under a coin?
I'm sorry. I think I got you, but could you just rephrase that one more time?
Depending on where you trade it, right? So like if you and I were trading a token back and forth, but nobody else really cared, but it was under like Steam tokens they're starting to make everybody's making their own tokens underneath another one underneath a coin, right? Is that how tokens are?
Yeah, so for like Ethereum, you could build your own coin on Ethereum. It's called a ERC20 token, and then so it runs on Ethereum. It's part of Ethereum, but it could be your own coin. So actually, you could, Grizz, as soon as you get off this, you could go onto a Google, type in how do I make an ERC20 token, and you could actually make your own token for, I think it costs like $5 or $10, and they show you how to do it. It's very simple. You can do it in 20 minutes.
Awesome, dude. I will check that. I need to learn that. Thank you.
Another coin that's doing that is another top 10 coin. EOS is very similar to EOS is number 5 right now. They're very similar to Ethereum. EOS is basically like the hub, and then you could build your apps on top of EOS. So EOS has a lot of gaming apps. They have a lot of gambling apps, poker apps. So basically, everything runs in the background, but it is kind of all attached to EOS. So for instance, on Ethereum, let's say you make a coin. When me and you send the coin to each other, we're sending the coin to each other, but the transaction is actually being stored on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's always on that blockchain, even though it's your coin, it's running on Ethereum. So it does stay on Ethereum's blockchain, if that makes any sense.
But Bitcoin doesn't work like that. So if Facebook's
Bitcoin doesn't work like that. Bitcoin, Bitcoin's white paper, which Satoshi Nakamoto, when he created it, he wrote it as a peer-to-peer cash. So I think he thought what he didn't expect was these mining pools to pop up. He thought that normal people like me and you would be running our own nodes and running the network on our own computers. He never anticipated that, only 3 or 4 companies are controlling all the mining of the coin. And that's exactly what happened. And that, kind of deviated from the peer-to-peer cash. And that's why Roger Ver, if you know who he is, he started Bitcoin Cash, which is a fork of Bitcoin. And, it is actually a pretty good coin. It's, I think, at $300 now. And it's very quick. It's almost instantaneous. The fees are very cheap. And that could be one of the coins that in the future might make it. And there's 2 of them now, though, because they fork. So you had Bitcoin, then Bitcoin forked to Bitcoin Cash, and then somebody forked Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin SV. So you got 2 Bitcoin Cashes and you got 1 Bitcoin. So it gets a little confusing, I guess, for people. But
like a whole history that
yeah, no, there is. Now, are you invested in crypto, Grizz?
No, I've been exploring crypto social stuff like Steam and hyperspace, and so that's how I'm kind of getting into it.
Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, that was basically, I mean, what I wanted to bring up. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with these with these bigger companies getting involved in this space. You know, if Facebook is dropping $1 billion into building a coin, then you know that there's something here, and or they at least believe that there's something here, and I think it's just a matter of time where, you know, it's just gonna all take off, and you know, it's gonna be like almost too late. Where, for instance, you know, let's say you're a multimillionaire right now holding on to $10 million, and you could buy a Bitcoin right now for 5,000. You know, it might get to a point where that Bitcoin turns out to be $1 million. You know, then you're kind of screwed at that point, because you could have bought early and you're kind of buying late. So it's going to be very interesting how things play out in the future. I also think artificial intelligence is going to play a big part into crypto too. And I know there's some companies working on that where they're actually have their own like bots that will, you know, analyze, I guess, the whole market, analyze all the exchanges, and make purchases based on, you know, that information. And this is being run by a computer program. And I think you're going to start seeing more and more in that. And especially with quantum computing, where that's going, you know, we who knows where we're going to go.
I like to, I figure whenever the AI finds us, it's going to be able to know everything we've posted on Twitter or our YouTube videos. It'll know us from when it became sentient. It'll be able to go back through the archives and know us before it even talks to us. So I just pretend it's already there, and one day wait for it to say, "I knew you were waiting for me," and with it. So that's me, though. I'm out. I'm gonna have to bow out. My battery's going. I'll be in the chat.
Okay, cool, man. Thank you.
All right, Grim.
All right, so yeah, Phil, that was basically it. What are your plans for the weekend? Any big plans?
No, I might go to a friend's house and have lunch with him, but I got no plans, man. Just watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of crypto videos, watch a little bit of TV. I don't even really watch TV. All I watch are Impractical Jokers. I love that show.
Nice.
And those guys are in your hometown, New York City.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the name of it?
It's called Impractical Jokers. It's 4 friends from high school. They're about our age, and they just do stuff to try and embarrass each other. It's just.
Oh, you know what? I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it.
Yes, yeah, some people like the humor, some people don't. I love it, man. I watch that show like every night. It's great, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's about all I watch on TV, though. I used to watch a lot of Fox News, and then that just got old real quick. And you know, I can't stand watching the news on TV, so I don't even watch the news on TV. I get like all my news. I get it from independent journalists on YouTube.
So I just want to read in the chat. Somebody says, the bread 9, Joe, it's true. Dollar isn't as stable anymore, but a crypto only society, in my mind, in my opinion, just a crazy idea. That's U.S. military too big for dollar to FA. FA was given 600 or 900 billion by our government. And Matt Roberts says, to me, stable coins defeat the meaning of crypto. In a financial crisis, Facebook coin would crash with the dollar. Bitcoin would not. Crypto was made to get away from the dollar. I agree 100%. The bread 9, you know, I think a crypto only society, I don't think it's as crazy of an idea as you might think. I think right now we're in very, you know, remember, Bitcoin's only been out for 10 years, and really only the last 2 or 3 years you really been seeing a lot of developing going on. Whether or not banks that we use now build their own coins, the government builds its own coin, Bitcoin takes over, whatever happens, I could pretty much assure you that paper money will be a thing of the past, and it will be a crypto society. And when I say crypto, I mean, it could be, like I said, bank, government, crypto, anything. It doesn't make sense for any reason to have a dollar-based fiat system anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no point for it. There's no point for me to send somebody money in in Italy and spend fees that are who knows what it'll be, and take 3 or 4 days to get there. I could probably fly there and get it there quicker. When I could use a coin like XRP and have it there in literally a second. So it just doesn't it just doesn't make it, to me. I think the only way we're gonna survive, and the only way it's gonna be, is gonna be a crypto society.
Hey, Joe.
And I think maybe you think I think Bitcoin, but I think it's gonna be, the government's gonna have a lot of say in this.
Hey, Joe, you know what I think would speed up the adoption process with cryptos is the simplicity of like wallets, and the simplicity overall of cryptocurrencies. Because I've heard just so many people say, cryptocurrency, man, that's so complicated, this and that, which I feel is a weak argument in itself. But you have to give the person that's saying it some validity. You have to understand what they're saying. But really, it's like, look at the smartphone when it first came out. Remember how complicated it was? I was about to smash my damn smartphone the first time I got it, but I learned how to use it, and I'm proficient with it to a certain extent. Same with cryptocurrencies. You just have to take the time to learn it. But I think
Yes.
if it was a simpler process, not like a one wallet for every coin, like one wallet that had, you could put everything on it, and the wallet was also attached to the markets, and all of that. If it was just a simpler process where it was easy for grandma and grandpa to use, I think adoption would speed up quite rapidly from the pace that we're at now.
That is a great point. And I think, like I said before, I think you need to get it to a point where you don't even realize you're using it, and that was a great point, Phil. So with that being said, and the Bread Nine, he said, yeah, that's true. I forgot how new Bitcoin is. If the U.S. government ever makes their own coin, then the dollar's gone. Yeah, the government right now, they need to figure out a way to get out of this debt. Are they going to go to a gold standard? You have that option. Are you going to go to a Bitcoin standard? You have that option. There's a few different options out there, but the way we're going is not one of them, and they know that. And which way we're going to go, I don't know. I'm betting on the Bitcoin option. I've been betting on the Bitcoin option, and I hope I'm right about it. But, we got to just watch and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing right now is we're just kicking the can down the road. I mean, probably the smartest thing to do is just to damn default on the whole damn thing. And of course, that would probably put, the entire nation into a Great Depression for a few years. But, it's probably the best thing to do is just default on it, go through the hard times, and then get on a standard that is that's sustainable. because this isn't sustainable what we're on. We're just kicking the can down the road. But you know what?
Yep.
You know what, Joe? We might be able to kick the can for another 10, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. You know, we might be able to kick this can for a long damn time without a collapse. You know, we just don't know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Uh, yeah, no, I can't disagree with you there. I personally don't think it could go that long, but yes, we are just kicking the can down the road. And the powers that be, I think they know they need to fix this. And yes, that was a very good point you brought up, because there was a show I was watching, and a guy by the name of Tyler Jenks. He's an old investor. I spoke about him before, but he went over a few different options that we have, and he said yes. One of them is to default on everything. One of them is to go to a gold standard, or one of them is to go to a Bitcoin standard. And then he had a couple other different ways of doing it, but he thought that it would be the gold standard that we would go to. But that I can't say for sure what's going to happen with that, but it's going to definitely be very interesting times, guys, in the next few years. Um, I I think everybody should have a little bit of money in crypto, even if it's a percent or two of your money. Right after I'm done scratching the ticket, I'm going to show you how easy it is that you could buy Bitcoin and store it, and you could buy $5 a week worth, $1 a week worth, whatever you want, and just let it sit there. And it's very simple. And to everybody else, yes, there needs to be a lot more education to people, and I think we'll start seeing that once we start seeing people being able to use this stuff more in like stores and stuff like that. Once that starts happening, then I think you're going to start seeing, people, a lot more educational things will be coming out and stuff like that. But right now, you can't do much with any crypto. You can't do much with it. I could send it to you, I could buy it, I could hold it, but there's not much else I could do with it. I mean, not too many stores accept it. There were a couple companies online that accepted it. They don't anymore. So it's very hard to use. And also that drop scared a lot of people out of the market too. So that we're never going to see them again. But there's always new money that's going to come back in. So we'll see what happens.
But a good thing too, Joe, is it's very easy to cash out your crypto and send it straight to your bank account and have your crypto turned into cash, and it's in your bank account in 4 or 5 days. So it's not like you're stuck with crypto and that's all you have, and you have to find something to spend it on that takes crypto. You can just cash it out and send the money, whatever it's worth, to your bank account.
Yep.
You also have that option.
Yep. And to let you know, with Coinbase, you could actually send it right to your PayPal account instantly. So right now, I could take $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, sell it on Coinbase, take that cash, send it right to my PayPal account, and then from PayPal, instantly send it to my bank and go to an ATM and pull out, as much as I could get from an ATM. And I could do that all within 5 minutes. So that you are absolutely right about that. But you also have the option of doing it a little slower, where you don't have to pay more fees. But yeah, no, you're right. It's not just you don't have to just hold the Bitcoin. So if you ever bought Bitcoin and you needed to sell it because you needed money for something, you're not stuck with it. Like Phil said, there's you can cash out of it anytime you want.
Yeah, I think, and that was one of the hangups I had before I first got into crypto. Was like, well, I was like, what if I buy this crypto And then I was like, and it goes up, you know, it like triples in price. And I want to cash out. I didn't know the process, how that worked, and I didn't know exactly how to do that. So that kept me from getting in earlier because I needed to have that explained to me, and I needed to fully make sure I understood how it worked. And then once I understood I was like, this is pretty damn easy, and it's easy to get cash for. It's easy to get cash for the crypto. Then I was like all in. I was like, oh yeah, this is great, man.
Awesome, awesome. See, and look, it took a little education to get it, but you know, people listen. I don't when it comes to anything right now, you know, you have the internet, you have Google, you could find out anything about anything. So there's no excuse that, you know, I can't learn about crypto. I don't want to get involved with it because I can't figure it out. You know, you could go and watch a million YouTube videos that'll show you step by step exactly on what to do, how to do it, and what to do. So, you know, if you're interested in crypto, and it's something that interests you, and listen, it's not for everybody. And the reason though that I make these videos, guys, is because I strongly believe that our dollar is going to crash, and I think we're gonna go through a really bad time. And my bet is on crypto that it's gonna be where a lot of money is gonna go towards, and that's just my take on it. But with that being said, I thank for you for coming on, Phil. I appreciate that. Thank you again. It's cool having you here, and I enjoy your chatting with you because you bring some good insight, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thanks for having me on, Joe. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I want to make this channel. I wish more people would come on. You know, we
Yeah,
have conversations about whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be about crypto and stuff like that. But as the channel grows, we'll see where we go from there, and you know, we'll see how it works out. But for now, I'm going to we'll scratch this ticket, and then I'm going to show people really quick how to how you could buy crypto really easily, and then we'll end the video. So I'm gonna sign you off, Phil, because I need to do that in order to be able to scratch this. All right.
yeah, that's cool, Joe. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, probably. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a video tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you later, Joe, and everyone in the chat.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
Okay, bye, guys.
All right, guys. So just to recap, it looks like Russia might be buying a ton of Bitcoin very soon. So keep an eye on that. Supposedly they're going to be buying what was it, $470 billion worth of it. I don't think that's going to happen personally that much, but Russia is planning on buying a lot of Bitcoin, and Facebook is also building their own coin. So keep an eye on that. They're putting $1 billion into it. So that's going to be pretty nutty. And that was basically what we spoke about today. And with that being said, we're going to scratch a ticket now. And we're going to see if we win. Okay, I got to start this. Okay. And then we got to do this. And then I got to do this. All right, guys. So I do this every night. We got a $30 ticket. Yeah, the internet's a little laggy right now. But anyway, we got a $30 ticket. We're going to scratch it. and hopefully we win something, guys. Would be nice if we hit the jackpot. I'll tell you that. I think next video I'm going to switch it up, though, and buy maybe like 2 of the $20 tickets. Because these tickets are tough. All right. Good. Now we could see the internet got a little better. You know what? I could stop. Hold on. Let me stop this video. That'll make the internet a little bit better. All right, here we go. 31. No. 14. No. 18. 24 and 48. 35. 26. 7. 30 and 47. 9. 25. 19, 22, and 36, 39, 49, 37, 11, and 38. That doesn't look good, guys. You tell me if I missed one. Okay, nothing there. And let me just get the chat up. Just in case I'm going crazy. F you, pile. All right. So there goes that. All right, guys. So listen, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Tomorrow I do got to work, so I'm going to try to do a video when I get back home. Hopefully you guys can come hang out. I appreciate everybody that was here. Just to let everybody know, Richard from Apollo, he's part of their community. That's a doctor with the dreads, a dentist. Cool guy. He's going to come on next Thursday. Me and him are going to have a little chit chat. So that's going to be awesome. And stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for all my mods that come here and hang out every day. I appreciate you. Bug, thank you. Phil, thank you for stopping in. L, thank you. Wesley, thank you. Phil, again, thank you. The bread, thank you. We're trying, man. Every day I'll scratch a ticket. We're kicking cans, Suki. Thank you. Wesley, you should come on the show one day, man. I'd like to meet you. And the Grizz, I'd like to talk to you about. You said you like AI. I want to talk to you about that. Who else am I missing here? Matt Roberts, thank you for being here. I appreciate your insightful comments. Rob Limatomi, as always, thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys, listen, thank you for being here. I'll see you guys all soon. Transit, Ed Testa, thank you too. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys. All right. Have a great night. Peace.